Today is Saturday, May 30th, 2015, and this is the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show, presented by Evil Bunny Consulting. I'm your host, Tyrone Griffin, and if it's 3 p.m. you have on your bunny slippers, you are not looking for a job. Welcome first-time and returning listeners. In this show, we discuss strategies and tactics of job search, staying motivated, and dealing with career transition. For more tips, resources, daily motivations, and to connect to our YouTube channel, go to the website bunnyslippersofevil.com. Here you also find links to our Facebook page and our Twitter handle. If you are listening live, you can call in with your questions at 347-202-0929. Again, that number is 347-202-0929. And now a word from our sponsors. Evil Bunny Consulting is the alternative to expensive outplacement. They give company-sponsored job seeker workshops as well as a one-on-one job seeker boot camp. For more information, go to www.bunnyslippersofevil.com. Resume Edit is the low-cost, high-quality resume writing company with resumes as low as $35 written by certified resume writers. You can find them online at www.resume4edit.com or call 404-860-2473. And be sure to tell them you heard about them on the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers podcast. Let 3dresumes.net turn your resume into a web page with a customized domain for 12 months for only $30. Help hiring managers and recruiters find you, make your resume available 24/7, and get a professional, personalized email address just for your job search. You can see my online resume at tyronegriffin.com, and for more information on how to get your own, go to 3dresumes.net. If you're thinking or about to look for a job in today's world, you will find a new reality in the job search process. The world has changed. Job search today is much more complicated than 5 years ago. Volumes of resumes, more applicant screening systems, depersonalized applications, panel interviews, team hiring, long complicated applications, branding and social media. Yes, the world has changed. But have you? Are you still using yesterday's approach? Why struggle and miss out on today's opportunities? Career Oyster is here to help. Great coaches, the latest resources, unique strategies personally tailored to your job search. Find out the new reality and how you can prevent costly mistakes. To register for a free 45-minute private session with head coach Howard Caddy, go to www.careeroyster.com. Find out the facts now, and you will be glad you did. Remember their motto, the world is your oyster, be the pearl. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another week. I hope you had a good and prosperous and productive week of job search or dealing with transition, post-transition, or wherever you are. First of all, I want to say it's May 30th, so down here in the great state of Georgia, a lot of schools, including the one about a mile from me, they're doing their graduation today. So for all of you graduating seniors, congratulations, the very best of luck, and stuff gets real now. Trust me. You're going to look back at high school and realize that was some of the best days of your life. No, I'm not trying to scare you, but seriously, congratulations for everybody who has a graduating senior, either from high school, college, middle school, elementary school, or what have you. Best of luck to you all. It's a big issue for me this morning because the traffic right now is ridiculous. Like I said, the school is a mile away, and it's crazy. But anyway, today's show. Today, I want to talk about summertime or vacation job search. Now, there's a couple of things there. First of all, if you've been listening to this show for a while, you know that first thing I will say is you never take a vacation from job search. That's number one. But on top of that, one thing people get concerned, I think summertime and over Christmas holidays, a lot of job seekers get concerned that they cannot that's not a good time to look for a job. There is no, in my opinion, in my years of being in this realm, there is no best time or worst time to look for a job. Companies are always hiring. Companies are always laying off. Some people say you wait till January because, right before January because everybody gets their budgets in January. Some people say you try to hit it in November, December before the year closes out so they can use last year's money. There's all kinds of different ways of looking at it. But from my standpoint, and this is just me, there is no better or worse time. It's always a good time to look for a job. It's always a good time to find a job. It's always a good time to get hired. People get hired every day. They start every day of the week. People are hired someplace. Somebody's getting an offer someplace. Somebody's getting their first day at work someplace. Somebody's having interviews every day. So there is no better or worse time. So now when we talk about vacation, we talk about this summertime, and I think a lot of people, like I was saying, over Christmas break, they feel like it's going to be hard to reach people because people are going to be in and out of the office, and to some extent there is some validity to that. Yes, people will be in and out of the office because of vacations, because now they have their children and they can go and do things, and this and that. There's a lot of things that are going on. But it's not, I know in some countries, I think France maybe, they take the whole summer off. Excuse me. They take the whole summer off from work. God bless them. I think it's France. In some country in Europe, they take, I know Mexico, I think, takes off something. I don't know. Maybe it's just siesta I'm thinking about. But most people do work during the summer. The traffic, especially down here in the ATL, is a whole lot better because all those teachers aren't going to school and all those school buses aren't. So starting Monday, man, going to work is going to be a breeze in this place compared to last week. But people are still going to work every day. You go out on 75, 285, 85, 400, or 20 around Atlanta, you're still going to see a lot of cars. Why? Because a lot of people are still going to work. Things have to happen at companies. You still have to carry on the business of the company. So there's no stopping it. So people will always be going to work. People will always be hiring people. People will always be meeting with people. So, all summer long, it's a great opportunity, particularly if some of your competitors, and that's probably the first time I've ever referred to other job seekers as your competitors, but the reality is that's what they are. If some of your competitors are taking the summer off because they feel like it's not a great time to look for a job, all the better. We're all out here. I'm trying to help everybody, but at the same time, early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Don't forget that. Anyway, that was a rat hole for today. So for all you guys doing the drinking game, that was today's rat hole. Drink up. But anyway, so let's talk about what should you do. Say if you are going away on vacation, which first of all, don't do it because you got to find a job. But if you're going away on vacation, first thing you want to do is, and if you have a laptop, your job search can be just as productive when you're on vacation. Ideally, probably you're not going to want to sit on the beach with your laptop, but you should because you need to find a job. But if you're going away, and you won't have a laptop with you, hopefully you can get an email on your phone. But if you're going away, the first thing you want to do is make sure that all your online your online impressions, I guess, your online accounts. Make sure all of your online accounts are up to date. Make sure your resume is up to date on all those accounts. Make sure your contact information is up to date on all of those accounts. Just make sure. I mean, I know you probably checked it every day, but just make sure. Make sure that if, for example, hypothetically, there was a zombie apocalypse and the internet froze, bam, snapshot as it is. Is your stuff ready? That didn't come out right. Is your resume and your online accounts, do they look professional? Are they complete? Is the contact information correct? Make sure the phone numbers are correct. Make sure the email addresses are correct. One digit off on either of those can make you miss out on any opportunity. So while you are on vacation, while you are out of, not in the battle on the battlefield, you can still do your job search. So the first thing you want to do is, when you know you're going to be away, is go to all of your online accounts and make sure everything is accurate. Next thing is, wait, I have notes. Woo, 3 weeks in a row. Go Ty. Particularly, it depends on where you are. Like down here in the the southeastern United States, it's hot, real hot. Some people like that. People like to get out in the sun and, be creative. What's to stop you from inviting someone out for an informational interview outside? You know, instead of, hey, let's go have a hot cup of coffee, let's go get some lemonade. Let's go, how don't you meet me in the park? Or, change it up. Give somebody a reason to get out of the office. Tell them, hey, I'd like to go buy you lunch and talk to you about my profile. You mind we go to this place and sit out on the balcony? And some stuff may be a little expensive. If anybody listen to this show knows me, I'm a cheap person. But and you can probably get, some places get a nice salad or something, for lunch and just have a conversation with somebody and ask ask for their opinion. As I always say, people love to give their opinion. But if you do that, it'll be a change of place. For one thing, if somebody's cooped up in an office all day and you give them a reason to get out, they might, even hiring manager might like, yeah, let me go meet this person outside and have some nice, cool, refreshing glass of lemonade. I'm thinking of how Eddie Murphy said Elvis sang Lemonade right now, and I'm not going to do it, but I'm thinking about it. Lemonade. No, sorry. Okay, that was rat hole number 2. Drinkers drink up. But anyway, yeah, change it up. You might be able to get. I mean, down here we have a baseball team. Some people say we have a baseball team. Some people say we have a football team. A lot of people say we got a basketball team. But maybe you can get. Think about inviting somebody out to a ball game, even if it's not a national team, but it's not a professional team. It's a local team. Say, hey, I'd like to get your opinion. I want to invite you out to this game so we can sit and chat during the game. Because the thing about it, you're watching the game, you're giving them a good impression of you, and you have their undivided attention for an hour or two. And, you don't sit there and you don't just drill into questions. You make it a fun, enjoyable time. It goes back to what my buddy Howard Caddy, the guy from Career Oyster, you heard his ad at the beginning of the show. What he's always said is people don't hire resumes. They hire people. They hire people they can get along with. They hire people who don't have bad breath. They hire people who seem to be able to get along. I've had an interview recently where one of the questions they asked me in the interview was, do you get along with people well? And I think I do. I think I'm a great guy, but I'm a tad biased in that. But people hire people that they get along with, that they feel comfortable with, because you can train people in any skill, in any activity. You can train them. You can't train jerks to be nice. Just ain't happening. If that jerk is going to be a jerk, he or she is going to be a jerk, and they're always going to be a jerk. You can't train that. Okay. Just a little fact for everybody. But where I was going with that. But anyway, no, I was saying change it up. Go out to invite somebody out to something different. Down here we have. It sounds crazy. We have World of Coke. If you know somebody, you can scam some inexpensive tickets to World of Coke and invite somebody out to have a conversation with them. Yeah, I mean it's more expensive than free, but your goal is to get somebody to come out. And if that's the way you have to do, that's a creative way, because nobody ever does that. That's my point. Nobody ever invites anybody out for a informational interview, for a walk in the park. Some of these business parks, depending on where they are, where I work now, we have a beautiful. We're on a little pond, and it's beautiful, and there are people out there jogging from the community, and and things like that, and that would be a great place if somebody said, hey, I'd like to buy you lunch over at the cafeteria and sit and chat with you at one of the tables. Oh, yeah, free lunch is free lunch. Well, you ignore that. But yeah, change it up. So that's one of the things, you don't have to, there are opportunities that exist in summer that don't exist in other times. People go on, you have to work around people's vacations, because most people, or a lot of people, do take vacations in the summertime because, that's when their kids are out of school and they can take them. But that doesn't mean that you only are, that you can't meet with people. There's work to be done. I would not try to meet with somebody in the accounting department or the finance department toward the end of the month, because you have end of the month closings and, they just don't have the time. That's one of those things where really it's cyclical when you can really meet with people, depending on what discipline you're looking at, what kind of job you're looking at. You meet with people at different times of the month. So that's one thing. But yeah, mix it up. Do something different that nobody else has offered. You know, you can get some really cheap Braves. Well, when we get the Braves on here, but you can get some really cheap seats sometimes. You know, you get some really cheap. I know we have an outing coming up in a month or two, going to a game, and it's costing us $20, and I think that includes like a lot of stuff. So you know, I mean, $20 might. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that's cheap, because I know for some people, I mean, I've been there when $20 is the difference between cat food and real food. You know, I'm not being funny, not trying to make a joke about it, but seriously. But creative. I guess the point is be creative about what you do, about how you try to meet people. Just do something. Try to do something different. Yeah. If you tell somebody I'd like to take you on my Learjet for lunch in New York City, and you live in Montana, oh yeah, they're probably going to go. But if you got a Learjet, you're probably not looking for a job either. So, but be creative. So that's the first thing. Second thing, again, people have vacations in the summertime. Right before the vacation, people are usually pretty busy. A lot of people are not busy when they come back. And the reason being, in my opinion, is because a lot of people are going on vacations. So there's a lot of, the level of work kind of declines a little bit because everybody's not there half the time. And oh gosh, do not call somebody for a meeting at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on a Friday in the summertime. Don't do that. Just trust me on that one. Don't do that. So you can still meet with people. You can still meet up with people. So first, the first thing was to get your online profiles straight. Make sure everything is good. If you are going to be, I meant to talk about it, if you are going to be in a situation where you cannot get to your email, you can't get to, you can also set up Google. If most people have a Gmail account, a lot of people do. You can set up a Google Voice number, which I have because my real cell phone number is in Connecticut, but my one I use is in Georgia because I was here. But you can have it set up where it will call you, it will send you text messages with your messages, So if you're just going to be in that situation where you're not going to have your phone, you're not going to have any way of contacting anyone, okay, just make sure your accounts are all set. Make sure, sounds silly, make sure your mailbox, your inbox, your phone inbox, wherever it is, however it is, make sure you got space on it. It's nothing worse than calling somebody and find out either A, they didn't set up their account, or B, they've set it up and it's full. So nobody can leave them a message. So you want to make sure those two things with your accounts. Also, again, make sure all your contact information. I keep repeating it because I've seen too many times when somebody didn't get an email or somebody didn't get a phone call because the phone number they had was the phone number that they put online was one number different than their actual phone number. So make sure all your stuff is right. Second, again, you can meet with people in the summertime because people are still there. People are not all on vacation all summer. Maybe mentally, yeah, but not all physically on vacation. So you can meet people that way, and you gotta, I think because a lot of people will tend not to want to meet with people, then you have a better chance of getting in someone's face, for lack of a better term. You have a real chance of meeting up with someone for a good conversation because nobody else is calling them. So you just have better, your chances are better. Now, again, I'll tell everybody in a minute, I will help you get on stage. You have to do your dance. I cannot get you a job. I can help you in some situations get in contact with the right person, but in the interview, whether it be informational interview or whatever, you have to do your dance. Let me see what else we got to talk about here. Yeah, so If you're going on vacation, again, make sure all your stuff, all your I's are dotted, all your T's are double crossed before you leave on vacation, and figure out a way to come back and check on a regular basis, even if you're going to be, especially if you're going to be gone for an extended time. If you're going to be gone for a week, I'm so sorry, excuse me, I've been up too early this morning. You're going to be for a week, that's a pretty decent amount of time. But if you're going to be away for a month, you want to definitely figure out some way of getting your messages on a weekly basis at least. If you call into your Google Voice number, the chances are, unless you are just ridiculously rich, you're not going away on a cruise where you're not going to have any phone, you're not going to have anything. If you are going away on a cruise, you're not going to, then you need to reevaluate your priorities, because you don't really need a job. You're looking for a job and you're taking that cruise. What's one of these things does not belong? One of these things is not like the other. So be creative. Remember that people are interviewing all summer. People are interviewing people. They are meeting with people all summer. Third, don't get frustrated. Maybe you've been looking for a job since February, since it was cold, or January, even December, when it was ridiculously cold outside. And now it's nice and hot. And I want to go out and enjoy the sun myself. Well, you know what? You can't. Why? Because you have a job to do. Your job is to find a job. Once you find that job and you're secure in it, then yeah, you can go out and start trying to enjoy that sun. But for right now, I'm sorry, boo, you can't do it. That's not fair. I know it's not fair. Life isn't fair. Wake up, get used to it, get real, and get busy. That's it. It's not. Yeah, sorry. It just doesn't work like that. This is a great time, again, to meet with people, meet with companies. I always say this too: if you're not finding anything, go volunteer someplace. Especially in the summertime. There are lots of outings that companies do, that you might be able to get a volunteer at. I know people that used to volunteer at the Augusta National Golf Tournament, just to get free tickets to get in. There's lots of, different networking organizations do summer trips. They do, field trips where they maybe do a day trip someplace. See if you can get into one of those. Because again, you got people and you have them you have a captive audience situation where you have them for 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever you need them for. There's nobody else but you and them. So be creative on that front. I'm trying to think of what else, because I wrote down my notes and I kind of ran through them. I try to write 30 minutes worth of notes on every one of these. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Talk about, using sporting events. Be creative. If you're, because always remember what your goal is. Your goal versus your objective. I need to do a show on that. Your goal is to find a job. Your objective is to meet with a hiring manager. See the difference? So your goal all summer is still the same as it was all winter. Your goal is to get next to a hiring, not get next to, but your goal is to get to a hiring manager. Your objective is to get to a hiring manager. Your ultimate goal is to find a job. I'm trying to think of anything else that I left out. We got about 6 minutes left, and it's hot outside. Let me tell you, I went out this morning. It's hot. Well, I go back to things I've told you before. Get out of the house. Get out of the house every day if you can. Just get out of the house. Okay, it's hot out there. Get out. Get some sun. It's summertime. Get some sun. Don't try to get tan, because you'll never be me. But get some sun. Get out and do some things and help your body as well as your mind. Go take a walk. You have no excuse not to take a walk now because it's hot. Go take a walk at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning when it's nice and cool before the sun comes up. But as far as your job search, just don't stop because summer ends. I know, I want to enjoy it, yeah, whatever. Too bad. Can't enjoy it. You got a job to do. Once you get a job and you're secure in that job, then you can start enjoying it. But until that time, your job is to find a job. The sun will wait. The hot weather will wait. The beaches will wait. Right now, your goal is to find a job. You want to know how, people talking about, all these things about how the successful people make it. And with the exception of just getting flat out lucky, one of the things successful people, depending on how you define success, one of the things that successful people all do is they work hard. And that's what you have to do, is work hard. It is not easy. You got to work hard, which means on these days when everybody's out playing or everybody's out going to games and going to tailgate parties and this and that, when everybody's doing these things, you might have to sit inside looking for a job. Yep, that's what you got to do. Why? Because you have to find a job. They have jobs. You know, you have to just keep going. You have to, even in the heat of the summer, you have to keep going. You can't, decide that, okay, I'm gonna take a rest now, because rest, I guarantee you, some other people are not taking a rest. Some of your competitors are still going hard. They're still going strong. They're still trying to meet everybody they can. They're still trying to find a job. So let me get off my soapbox. Not too many rat holes today. But as I say, in closing, I want to thank you all for listening. If you are listening on the website, feel free to subscribe in iTunes. And if you like the show, please leave feedback so others can find the show. And I honestly and truly and humbly appreciate it. If you have an idea for a one-minute bunny tip, send it to me at Tyrone@bunnyslippersofevil.com. I haven't done a bunny slip in a few weeks. My goal is next week, during this week, is to try to do a couple of bunny tips. Those are the 1 minute. It takes a whole show and compresses all the ideas down to 1 minute. And it's on video, so you get to see me. When you land, again, don't forget us. Please support the show by visiting our Cafe Press store and buying a t-shirt, a water bottle, a coffee mug, a clock, or a sweatshirt, or anything with our logo on it. It will help support the show, and it'll give you a memento of your time in transition. Because as I always say, I do not want you to miss this time. I don't want you to forget this time, because as soon as you forget this time, you set yourself up to be in transition again. Next week, I am probably going to do this show early. I'm probably going to do this show about 7 o'clock. I'm trying to figure that out now, but I think it will be about 7 o'clock. We're going to do this show 7 o'clock next Saturday morning. Because I won't be home. I'll be visiting a giant mouse. I'll leave it like that. You can figure that out. But next week's show will be early. Still be call-ins. Any people want to get up, I'll still do the video. Be cool to have a nice background for next week, if I can find one where I can do the show and not have crowd noise. But as always, people, I hope you enjoy these. I hope that I'm helping somebody. Somebody told me recently about these. They said, you just keep trying to do good and good things will come to you. And I'm not going to go into it, but right now I'm in the middle of a crisis. But even in the midst of this crisis, I am so blessed. I'm so thankful how things are going for me right now. I can't say enough. I talk about religion and faith on here sometimes, not that often. But understand this. I know I have been blessed. I know I'm very, very fortunate. The reason I do this show is because, I've been there. It sucks. And when I was there, I saw what people were and were not talking about. And that sucks. That people don't feel comfortable talking about the things that are bothering them. So I try to bring it up on this show. I try to have people want to call in and talk about what they're going through. Nicholas. They're more than welcome to do that. But I do this show not because I think I'm a great podcaster. I honestly don't. I really don't. I do this show because, as I told you a long time ago, God told me to do this show. He told me to do something to help out people as many as I can. So I'm just trying to help people. Hopefully I have helped people. Hopefully you've gotten some things from this, even if it's not the words, it's the enthusiasm or the jokes every now and then. But I'm trying to help people, so I hope it has been helpful. Anyway, right on time. So everybody have a good week. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, and bye bye.